Rangers and Swindon Town. And as we look at the Queen's Park Rangers lineup, we can see just how hard they've been hit with injuries. Kelly, Venables, Bridges and Clive Clark are missing from that lineup. Even so, Queen's Park Rangers started the day at the top of the division with 15 points. Rodney Marsh there playing his 114th league game, during which time he scored 52 league goals. The Swindon Town lineup, exactly the same as that which beat Arsenal in last spring. Who will ever forget that? Except that Horsfield, who's been signed from Newcastle, has replaced Don Heath, the former Norwich City player. Don Rogers there, perhaps the straightest strong running winger in the game. The crowd, 22,799. A baking hot afternoon at Loftus Road. Queen's Park Rangers in the hoops. Swindon wearing the dark shirts, which are in fact red. And the Queen's Park Rangers in exactly the same position with 9 matches played as they were in their promotion season 2 seasons ago. 15 points, 1 defeat and first place. Swindon have already moved to a middle of the table position and indeed have shown that we can expect even more from them. Rodney Marsh. Lovely ball to Ian Morgan. And the first corner of the match and the first sprint for the referee, Roger Kirkpatrick. Ian Morgan, just the younger of the 2 brothers and the one that stayed, of course. Marsh going up for it. An extraordinary posture by Downsborough, completely missing the ball, coming out with a one-arm punch and nowhere near the ball. Here's Downsborough. Doubtless pleased to get it in safekeeping. Nice ball to Rogers. Really didn't want to play it, but he did, and it came off for him. Noble underneath it. Horsfield also up there. Ian Morgan already playing behind the line for Queen's Park Rangers. And there's the idol here at Loftus Road, Rodney Marsh. And that's why. In and out of trouble. This is Wilkes. Leach is up in the box, and Clark. And Morgan! Got a ricochet for a corner. Good effort by Ian Morgan on the turn. He really got hold of that one. 10 there is Marsh. And Roger Smart back, but not a good clearance. A goal kick. Peter Downsborough playing, in fact, his 151st league game for Swindon today. Starred in the League Cup final against Arsenal last season, of course. Smart, given the time, Noble wasn't. 1 or 2 slack clearances, though, in this QPR defence. It's good work by Haaland. Positive thinking by Haaland, running onto a return ball from Noble. There's the skipper, Stan Haaland. Marsh coming forward. Slight suspicion of handball. This is Wilkes. 4 men up. Marsh coming out for it. And this is Wilkes again. And a goal by Wilkes. A goal by Alan Wilkes. 14 minutes to the match gone. Queen's Park Rangers a goal up. A goal really made by 2 men, Wilkes and Marsh. And Marsh perhaps the key factor in the final point of it. This is Wilkes. Marsh has now gone away to the left of the picture, but you'll notice that he'll come back into frame in a minute, pulling one defender out with him, and Wilkes moves into the inside right position, takes a well-flighted ball in stride and beats Downsborough as he comes out. So Rangers, who've averaged 4 goals a game at home, have got off to a good start again. Leach. Morgan to Clark. Sibley. Turned nicely there. Leach, Marsh coming in on it. Clark inside. Wilkes on the far post. Leach up there as well. That's a penalty. Marsh falling down. Brought down by Haaland. Marsh, the player who went down. And this is the fourth time this season that Rangers have been given a penalty with Marsh, the player who's finished up on the deck. He turned in on Haaland there and came down. And the penalty this time to be taken by Clark, previously by Terry Venables, who scored all three times. And now Frank Clark, there he is, to take the penalty. 2-0. Frank Clark, his second goal of the season, and he hit the penalty well. And that's a very good situation for Rangers with 90 minutes of the match gone. Should be Butlers. Rangers have already beaten Hull, Millwall, Blackpool and Huddersfield here. Also Mansfield in the League Cup. Rogers, it's a nasty, awkward one. Spratley. Horsfield can't get there. Butler. Good bit of blocking. By Hunt it was. It was a nasty, awkward ball for the goalkeeper. Two men coming in. But in fact, a free kick given in the situation. Alan Spratley comes from Maidenhead. Played 13 games last season when Kelly was injured. Three men offside there. But Wilkes certainly isn't. Downsborough coming out. Well played by Wilkes. A foul there by Downsborough. No doubt about that. A foul by Downsborough. He left his hand there and got Wilkes in the face. It was outside the box, but a clear foul. Mr. Kirkpatrick has given it. The goalkeeper's not happy about it, but a clear foul by Downsborough. He left, I wouldn't like to say a fist, but certainly a hand there into Wilkes' face. I would think that Downsborough's got too good a view of this, the way it's sizing up. Oh, and he hits! Rodney Marsh, if that had been a little bit lower, I think it would have made it. I doubt very much whether Downsborough saw that. John Smith. Horsfield. Smith extricates himself from the fence, at which point Mr. Kirkpatrick brings to an end the first half with Rangers, Queen's Park Rangers leading by 2-0. Swindon definitely suffering from Rangers' greater speed of thought, and indeed their style might be a little bit cramped on a pitch a great deal smaller than they're used to at Swindon. And the two goal scorers so far, there's Wilkes who got the first one, and the second one coming from the penalty spot from Frank Clark after Marsh, the player to his left there, had been brought down. And away go Rangers on the second half, needing just 2 goals to equal their complete home total of last season at 20. They stand at 18 at the moment in home matches. Linesman's flag up for offside. Referee letting play go on. Watson. Haaland underneath it. John Trollope. Trollope getting some female support from behind me. Wilkes. Under pressure from Trollope. Marsh. One of his little runs might try a chip one. Got 2 men up there in support. Now Leach behind him. Haaland, the man between him and the goal. One too many really, and no, not that time. And absolutely right by Kirkpatrick, the referee. No doubt about it, Marsh definitely fell then. And it looks as though Horsfield's the player who's gone off, number 8. And on the field comes Chris Jones for his fourth game all told. He's had 2 games all the time, number 12. He's been on once as a substitute. That's a pretty hard way to start. Chris Jones used to be with Manchester City. Smart. This is Jones. Chance for him to try one, really, and he did, although the covering there was good. 2 men in front, 3 at the back. And now Rodney Marsh. Ian Morgan is square. This is Morgan. Trollope. That's better for Rogers. He's got the room this time and the pace. Noble going away to his right. This is Jones. Much better from Swindon. And a good effort. Off the crossbar, in fact. Goalkeeper's hand on the crossbar. And that, without doubt, is the best thing we've seen from Swindon. There's Chris Jones who put in the final shot. And Mr. Kirkpatrick brings it to an end. A match in which, to be honest, Rangers got on top too soon for it to be a really good game. Swindon never really found their feet at all. Contest that we'd hoped for from 2 sides who are known for their attacking ability and indeed have shown it at Wembley. But what about that penalty? That's the 4th time this season that Queen's Park Rangers have been given a penalty at Loftus Road when Rodney Marsh has been involved, either brought down or what you will. I asked him about it.
Well, as far as I can remember, the ball came across from the right. So I took it inside and tried to take 2 on, and the fella stuck his leg out and he brought me down.
Had you lost the ball?
Well, I thought I had it under control, you know, but that's another thing, you know.
But you were turning into him, weren't you? So, you know, you were bound to meet.
Well, I pulled the ball inside, you know. I'd beaten the first one. I pulled the ball inside and took it past him, you know, and he just stuck out his leg, you know. And I thought it was a definite penalty.
Now, there were 2 other occasions in the second half when you appealed for a penalty. Would either of those have been given, in your opinion?
Quite honestly, I thought the second one wasn't, but the third one I thought was definitely a penalty, yeah. I took the ball along the line, you know, and the fellow desperately tackled me, you know, that was that.
Let me ask you a straight question, Rob. When you go into the box and there isn't much on, is it possible to play for this sort of situation?
Well, it's certainly not at the back of my mind, you know. I play the game naturally, and that's all there is to it. But if a fella does come into me and tackle me a bit, what can I say, recklessly, you know, it's...
Your go?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Now, it's happened, this is the 4th time this season. I think people are going to say that this can't be coincidence.
Well, quite honestly, I think the fact of it is I control the ball close. You know, I take the ball up to people and I dribble very closely, you know. I don't push the ball away, and I keep it close. And if they go in for the ball and they miss the ball, you know, I think it's always a foul. Well, I must say that Rodney Marsh has got a point there, but he does put defenders in a very difficult position. What's the view of Fred Ford, the manager of Swindon Town? By that exactly.
Well, I mean, Marsh is good at this sort of thing, you know, and it's very difficult for the referee to define this kind of skill.
How did you see the penalty then?
Yeah, he lost the ball, it wasn't a penalty. It's as simple as that.
But he turned into his man, he always does, doesn't he?
Yes, he does it well. He does it well, in fact, on the 3 occasions that he did this same thing, or this same, I won't call it a skill because otherwise we'll all be practicing it, but on 3 occasions he did this, most referees would give 1 penalty.
And the one that he gave, you wouldn't have given?
No.
Would you have given the other 2?
I wouldn't say. I might be a bit unfair on the referee in this, you know, but and obviously we have to back referees up. But I would say Rodney Marsh is the best player in the league at this sort of practice.
Well, 2 very differing views. My view that the penalty perhaps was a bit harsh. The second one shouldn't have been given. The third one, quite surely, was a penalty if it was inside.
Another big match programme today, bringing you the best in football and bringing you too a studio guest described this way in today's papers. He's an original to be savoured and enjoyed, say the Sunday Express, a torment, according to the News of the World. He scarcely has an equal in football for impudence, say the Sunday Mirror. That man, Rodney Marsh of Queen's Park Rangers, we talk to him later in the programme. This is after you've seen his contribution to our main match today, Queen's Park Rangers against Middlesbrough. And Rangers have recovered brilliantly from that depressing and distressing season in First Division football and have now proudly played themselves to the top of the Second Division. Their team, and particularly their defence, has been strengthened for this match by an expensive signing from Sheffield Wednesday, Vic Mobley. They say they wanted extra height and power in their own penalty area. So he's an added problem for a Middlesbrough team that came so close to promotion last season but has made no impression so far this season. But with a young player like Eric McMordy, the Irish international, they must always have chances.
Dave Clements. Marsh coming away from that defence. Beautiful skills. Oh, beautiful stuff by Marsh to Morgan. Bridges going in, and it's there! Bridges! Made for him by Marsh! 8 minutes gone, and sheer magic from Rodney Marsh. And a throw to Middlesbrough. Smith, who had several very good seasons with Portsmouth. Clement away to Marsh. Good control there by Marsh. Not that he was under great pressure. Hazel. And there's Leach going in! Beautiful running by Leach. And it's Alex Smith. Laidlaw. Dave Clement. And Bill Gates, I think, probably will be equal to this one. No, he's not. Clark has got a great chance here. There it is, number 2. Mistake by Gates. Number 2, Frank Clark. And really, that was a bad mistake by Gates, who should have had that covered and cleared. Leaving his poor goalkeeper, here's Alex Smith, leaving his poor goalkeeper absolutely stranded. And Laidlaw followed everywhere by Tony Hazel. Clark, well onto his body. Clement. Leach coming towards Bridges, flicking it on for Marsh. The linesman's flag is up! The linesman's flag is up, and he's offside. But what a tremendous goal that would have been, but the linesman's flag was up as Marsh went belting through. Leach. Morgan running through, but Morris shorts ball. Smith, a poor one, straight to Clements. Now Clark. Clements continuing his run. Dave Clement right through. And number 3 by Clement. "37 minutes. And Dave Clement scores his 4th goal of the season. And Queen's Park Rangers now 3 into the lead. So Queen's Park Rangers then kick off the second half in a very healthy position, 3 up. Bridges now trying to take on Jones and doing it well. Good work there by Bridges. And it's still not away by any means. Marsh steaming up and the ball taken off his foot by Leach, his own teammate. What a devastating opening few seconds there by Queen's Park Rangers. Now Bridges. They almost caught Middlesbrough cold, and I must say for the last quarter of an hour of that first half, Middlesbrough were beginning to look a demoralised side. Clement versus Smith, and George Smith winning it. He's got Downing outside him. Laidlaw in the middle, and Hickton as well. And a throw. Well, very happy Queen's Park Rangers management there with Frank Sibley, the substitute, on the left. Smith now looking for Allen on the far side, but now it's Marsh for Queen's Park Rangers, flicking it on for Leach, and now to Marsh. Bridges free on the right, trying to cut inside, and a good shot there by Bridges. Tremendous counter-attack by Queen's Park Rangers from deep in their own half. Well, Clark is all right again. It's a corner then for Queen's Park Rangers. Venables again with it. Clark getting up for it. And Bridges, can he turn on it? He does! Barry Bridges! A goal out of nothing! And the fourth now for Queen's Park Rangers. 4-0 with just under 20 minutes to go. Alex Smith on the goal line, desperately trying to keep it out, but all he could do was boot it into the roof of the net. Clement. Marsh, oh, an imperious flick on there. Marsh again. Will he take on too much this time? Down he goes, and the referee saying that he fell. And Jones hooking it away. The crowd, I think, probably expecting a penalty, but Mr. Tinkler saying that Marsh had fallen. McMordy to Hickton. Hickton again. Back to Downing. Putting it through now for McMordy. Headed away by Watson. And that really was the closest that Middlesbrough have been.
A very good win there by Queen's Park Rangers. What a wonderfully entertaining side they are. Particularly, I thought, yesterday in the first half when we had some real moments of magic from Rodney Marsh. We should be meeting Rodney in just a moment. But first of all, let's take a closer look at his contribution to yesterday's game. Jimmy Hill.
One of the great advantages of having Rodney Marsh on your side is that he casts a spell on the other team and that they tend to look for him and ignore other players. Here he picks up the ball in the middle of the field, flicks it off and goes on a very strong through run. But look at the number of Middlesbrough players he's pulling round him and makes that space for Leach to go in and nearly score a goal. He's got tremendous physique and can resist challenges. Look here how number 5 bounces off him before he cheekily puts it through his legs and finally beaten by the end of a toe cap. When high balls are about, he can be relied upon to win them, as he does there. But mostly, it's his tremendous control and shooting power that makes him such a dangerous forward. Just watch as this movement builds up. It was one of Rangers' best pieces of football. Here it is, picking up the ball there, one bit of control and then a flashing shot into the net. Unfortunately, it was offside, but what a wonderful piece of football skill. He's tremendous dribbling ability and confidence to hold on to it. You feel that if necessary, he could take on everybody on the field. Just watch this. Through his legs, players all round him, doesn't make any difference, and nonchalantly flicks it off. He has the ability to slot through balls at a moment's notice. Just watch the way he paces that one through, just out of a forward's reach. But a splendid passing ability and one to play with other players. He's not just a loner. Watch him here as he links in this passing movement and finally places a perfect through ball to Barry Bridges. There it is, which ends with a fierce left foot shot just over the top. And finally, the cheekiest through ball of the lot, but still perfectly placed for a player to run onto. Here's Terry Venables. He links in a movement with him. Now watch this lovely back heel, perfectly in his stride, that put Middlesbrough under that kind of pressure. Well, that's a useful contribution to yesterday's game, Rodney. How much better do you think you're playing this season than last season?
Well, I think I am playing better, Jim, because last season I had an injury, as you know, and I missed the first 20 games and never really got back into my stride.
What about the Rangers this season? I mean, the whole team has picked up confidence. What's that due to?
Oh, I think they have, yeah, but it can only be down to winning, you know.
You win matches. You seem to take a grip of games very early on and do your stuff in the first half. In fact, you didn't wait long to provide a goal for Rangers to give them that confident ring. Yeah. How did that come about?
Well, a throw-in came from the left, and I chested it down and controlled it, and
we can see that now in slow motion. It really was a brilliant bit of control. Why didn't you hit it over straight away?
Well, it wasn't the right height, so I couldn't get it up. Yeah. And eventually it got the right height and I crushed it.
You're putting the lace the right way before you actually hit it over. Yeah. Yeah. There it goes, and in goes Ian Morgan with the flick. I noticed how many Rangers players are in there. There's two challenging.
Look at the header though. It's good. Bridges.
Beautiful. There you are on the left of the picture there. Do you reckon you might be in an offside position?
Possibly, yeah, but I wasn't really interfering with play. You know, I think you've got to go in for these in case you get a rebound.
The manager's been onto you a little bit, hasn't he, about getting offside?
That's quite true, yeah, but I don't think you can complain with the goals we've scored.
Well, just for the manager, let's just have a look at that from another angle, our camera behind the goal, to see if in fact you were offside at the moment the ball went in the back of the net. Here it is now. We pick up the throw-in.
Yeah.
I know you'll enjoy seeing it again. There's exactly the same thing. And beautiful overhead kick. Now, just watch as it comes across the goal. Look, there you are.
Yeah. Wasn't really interfering with play though.
The referee's never wrong when he agrees with you.
Oh no. Exactly.
Yeah. What about your defence? Do you think you're strong enough in defence? You gave away 4 goals at Cardiff last week.
I think that's the only game we've had a goal scored against us in the last 5 games. That was that game at Cardiff
And
last
that was
week.
4.
And that was 4, yeah.
But generally, you think Mobley. What do you think about him yesterday?
Well, actually, he's a very good player. I think he's an asset to any side.
Barry Bridges sort of taking chances now that last season he might have missed. You're over your injury. Is this the difference in Queen's Park Rangers this season?
I wouldn't say so, Jim. I think the main difference is we signed Terry Venables, who's a tremendous asset. And he breaks up attacks and he starts them. You know, he's a tremendous target in midfield.
I'm interested in this because I watched 2 or 3 times the Tottenham crowd giving him the bird, and they couldn't stand him at any price. Why is it that a player just changes like that?
I think it's obviously when a fella changes a club, he gets completely out of one character into another character. You know.
You think he's a great player?
I do, yeah.
What about yourself? I read 3 Sunday papers last week, one of them Danny Blanchard, I think, among them, who said that you should be in the Mexico squad without a doubt. Do you worry about this or feel that you're playing with a chance of that in mind?
I don't really think so, Jim. I think that every English player wants to play for England, and all he has to do is play his best every week consistently.
Yeah. What do you think Sir Alf is looking for?
I don't really know. I just go out every week to play as well as I can, and that's all I do.
Do you think he's liable to choose the Rodney Marsh the entertainer, or does he want some Rodney Marsh the work rate artist, or what?
Well, I think if any player gets in the England team, he deserves to be in it.
Rodney, whether you're consistent on the field to satisfy Sir Alf standards or not, I'm sure you're the most consistent entertainer in the business. Thank you very much for coming on The Big Match.
Thank you, Jim.
Rodney Marsh and Queen's Park Rangers then happily top of the 2nd Division.
Corner to Manchester City. Doyle's going up for it. And it's there by Bell! Doyle coming forward. City so full of confidence at the moment, as you would expect. Bell going right through. Bell! Number 2! Colin Bell! And now this may come through to Francis Lee. Still Lee! And number 7, Summerby! And Joe Mercer looks as though he's 3 down rather than 3 up, but he must inside feel very pleased indeed with the way the City are playing.
Straight away we move on to the match of the day, which tonight comes from the 2nd Division and features 2 of the leading clubs. Queen's Park Rangers, 3rd in the table, against Sheffield United, who are 2nd on goal average above them. These the 2 leading goal scorers in the 2nd Division.
By now, Terry Venables had arrived from Tottenham, and his former Chelsea colleague, Barry Bridges, was in the QPR attack. Watch out for a bit of fun in this game between Rodney Marsh and Sheffield United's Tony Curry.
Marsh with the corner. Yes! Bridges! Barry Bridges gets yet another to put Queen's Park Rangers in front. It's Curry. Barlow. Oh yes, a real chance. Woodward, the equaliser. And 11 minutes left for play. The score's level at 1 each. Hazel with a kick. Hodgkins above the rest, and it's Clark. Marsh, who tends to stop the game in these situations, rarely loses it like that. Trying to win a corner.
Marsh's impish sense of humour typified a time when football was played with a smile on the face. He never conformed, but he always entertained.
Good afternoon and welcome to the big match. We've one extra viewer today and unfortunately it's dear old Brian Moore who's at home in bed with flu. He's had it all over Christmas, very sad, but we hope to see you back soon, Brian. And I'm sure all big match viewers would like to join me in wishing you well. Meantime, sit back and enjoy the action. There's plenty of it today, beginning with a romp in the mud between Queen's Park Rangers and Birmingham.
No time wasted, and this is very nearly right along the line.
We also have as our studio guest Queen's Park Rangers captain Terry Venables, who's also a member of the PFA committee. I'll be talking to him later, but meantime, it's back to Loftus Road yesterday afternoon. Queen's Park Rangers are fighting desperately to stay among the second division leaders after their 2-0 defeat at Millwall. And they find themselves on a heavy pitch against Birmingham City, also determined to make up for a pointless Boxing Day. Rangers bring in Ron Hunt at number 4 and Jerry Francis at number 11, replacing Mobley and Leach. Mike Ferguson at number 10 had a splendid game, substituting for the suspended Rodney Marsh. The man who had the strongest reasons for playing well was Barry Bridges against his old club and the manager who sold him, Stan Cullis. Birmingham brought in Slievenherk at number 5 in an attempt to strengthen the defence that had thrown away 3 silly goals the day before. Point of interest, they had 2 brothers playing for them, the youngest Bob here at centre forward and his brother Dave in goal, 14 stone, 6'2" of him.
Clark and Slewenick are going to have a lot more tussles, and this is Clark out to Bridges. Bad mistake in that Birmingham defence. Venables not quite lacking having the pace to beat Beard. Oh, and a bad one by Beard. Bridges. Clark gets the first shot of the game in. Six. Hazel getting a bit bogged down, but he gets away a little bit. Gets a good shot in, but really not a lot of chance of scoring from there. So a chance for Birmingham, but they're not sending up centre-half Slewenick for this one. They're letting the forwards get on with the job. Fouled number 8 there. A dangerous man at the far post though. Just over Bowden's head, and it's a goal! What a good goal! That was Malcolm Page. There he is. Number 4, Malcolm Page, putting Birmingham 1 goal up after 18.5 minutes. Hazel not quite in touch with his passes yet today. Good one for Ferguson. Well, there's no doubt about that. 2 blue shirts, number 2 and Hockey with the long sideboards. Mr. Partridge having a little word with Hockey. Up to the penalty spot. Slewenick beaten in the air, and it's Bowden back there helping out. Ferguson. Hockey going in on the ground. Venables could get onto this one. Barry. Few crowds exalt more than Rangers. They love to see a goal from their side. Number 10, Ferguson. Hockey. Vincent a little bit slow there, and Rangers pick it up again. Ball by Venables, out to Bridges. Fullback Clement going down the wing. Beard coming across to try and cut off the danger. Clement doing well, he could get his centre in here. Just going to be number 2, and an interception still could be. And Slewenick just getting there in time, getting injured in the process. Play going on. Over it comes again, and a header by Clark, flashing across the goal. There he is, centre forward. Frank Clark getting up to that one beautifully. Clement going up on the left wing, he's still there if they want to push it out. Clark decides to go inside. And Hinnant is coming to Clement. And that's not a bad shot! Number 2, David Clement. the young local fullback. How nice it is to see a right back who can crack them like that with his left foot. Centre forward Latchford having a hard row to plough here, a substitute for Tony Haitley. Number 7, Murray. In the middle, Bowden is a good jumper, gets ahead to it, just past the post, he out-jumped Kelly there, and that takes some doing. No time wasted, and this is nearly right along the line. Oh, a free kick had gone, free kick before though. I suspect it was taken so quickly, there was such a crowd of players that it wasn't possible to see, but I suspect Mr. Partridge noticed a bit of handball there. Vincent slipping, which wasted that free kick. Good one. Venables out to Ferguson. Ferguson in his favourite left wing spot. Page coming over, checks and beats Page. What's he going to do? Is he going to crack it? And it is, and it was that was very nearly a very good goal indeed. It just caught a defender's head on its way, but it was heading for the top corner of the net. There he is, number 10, saying, what have I got to do to score? Mike Ferguson. Francis going on his own, and what a good shot and good save, and that's it! Fine goal! Fine goal! So what a day for Barry Bridges. How he popped up there on the left wing, I don't know. But some players have got this absolute born art, others haven't.
Well, a battling win for Queen's Park Rangers, which keeps them in the promotion race and up with the leaders. But the man who's leading that fight for Rangers to get in Division 1 is Terry Venables, their handsome skipper. Terry, what's gone wrong with the Rangers recently?
Well, I think we're giving a lot of silly goals away at the moment. We're trying to tighten up on this. And as you see, yesterday we gave a bad one away to start with, and we were started from behind, which we shouldn't have been really.
When it comes to attacking, I think few teams are more attractive than Queen's Park Rangers when they're on the game, even without Rodney Marsh, who was away yesterday. And of course Barry Bridges plays quite a part for you, doesn't he?
Oh, he's playing exceptionally well this year. You know, he's got so many goals. He's so quick around the box that when he's
this
going,
goal showed his terrific speed.
Yeah,
There's
Frank Clark, he wins a challenge in the air there. He's done exceptionally well. Mike Ferguson holds onto the ball, takes off.
There's a vicious tackle there, but he stays
strong
up.
challenge, but he keeps it away from him. Plays the ball into
There's a lovely first time for it. You must be modest now. That's Terry Venables just flicking it off there beautifully.
And there's Frank Clark, who went up and made the challenge in the air. You see, he's come from the right over to the other side of the pitch. And
now we just get a chance, as the Birmingham defence get in a bit of a pickle, to see Barry's speed. There he is.
He's come from nowhere, as you see.
And what we've got to judge is whether he actually plays the ball before the goalkeeper gets a hand on it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yo, definitely, he says. I think you're absolutely right. He does get there, which shows his tremendous acceleration, and just pokes it through the goalkeeper's under his arm, under his body into the ring. Is he the fastest player you've got at Rangers? When you have the sprints, I mean, who wins them, Barry or what?
Yeah, Barry, he wins them running backwards.
Just tremendous acceleration. It does mean, of course, that at times he misses goals when he's through because he's going so fast, which I don't think sometimes the crowd appreciate.
No, but then again, a lot of players wouldn't have got in the position in the first place because he gets there because he's so quick.
He gets in a marvellous position, actually, for the winning goal. Very valuable one for you.
This is where he follows up from ricochets and that so well. He's a bit like Jimmy Greaves in this respect.
In fact, this shows a weakness in the Birmingham defence. I wonder whether it's a pointer to Chelsea for the cup tie next week. Look at this ball going up the middle.
Yeah. You see that two Birmingham defenders both go for the same ball.
Both centre-halves there.
Neither of them win it, yes. And Jerry Francis shows his determination, carries the ball on. And it's an extremely good shot, a good save, of course, but he couldn't have been it more perfect. Barry crashes him.
Look at that shot.
With his left foot as well, look at that. Impressed.
With his swinger.
FA Cup 5th round. Queen's Park Rangers versus Derby County. Rangers, playing left to right, opened with a series of attacks which rattled Derby's defence. But the County were not to be overwhelmed by their aggressive London opponents. Robson sent a useful pass out to the left, where Hinton put it across into the danger zone. When it came loose, it went to Rodney Marsh, the magician of the match. Derby closed ranks. Derby survived that raid and countered with one of their own. McGovern's effort came to nothing. The ball ran to the home team. They set off on another raid. Green couldn't hold it. but luck was with him. His defensive partners cleared upfield. But Rangers regained possession. Watson hit the bar. Rangers came back again. Marsh put the ball in the net, but he'd handled it. No goal. And so at half-time, it was a goalless draw. Play resumed with Derby having a real go. Rangers were flagging after so much frustration, but Kelly made a marvellous save. Rangers were shaken up by that near miss and were stung into retaliation. The ball went to Clark. His half-hearted shot hit Mackay on its way and just rolled past a helpless Green. What a tragedy for Mackay. For Rangers and their supporters, it was the goal they'd been waiting for. With a 1-0 victory, Queen's Park Rangers go on to beat Chelsea in the next round.
And there's Clement again. Straight to Hollins though, Cook on the right. And young Ian Gillard didn't quite know whether to come or to stay. Oh, look at this good positioning here by Webb for Chelsea. And a nice little pass there for Hollins. And two men are waiting in the middle. There's a deflection there! And a good goal there by Webb! And what a fine goal it was! That was the start that Chelsea wanted. And only 6.5 minutes gone. David Webb puts them ahead. Now Bridges. Marsh waiting in the middle, but it won't come through to him. Ferguson trying to make up ground on it, but now Webb again. Webb, who loves nothing more than to come storming forward into the penalty area. He always comes forward for free kicks and for corners, but he took up a superb position there. But now it's Cook, and Osgood completely free. Number 2 by Peter Osgood. And that really is a heartbreaking start for Rangers. Two goals there in a minute, and Chelsea now 2 up in 7.5 minutes. First by Webb, and then by Osgood. Leach. Clement. And Bridges. It's floating over McCready's head. Bridges. Now what is this? It's a penalty to Queen's Park Rangers, I think. And Venables is a man who rarely misses from the spot. He scored here from the spot last Tuesday night, from that very spot, against Norwich City in the Cup, in the league rather. Now it's Venables against Bonetti in the Cup. And he saved it! Bonetti saves it! Oh, it really is a tragedy there, but in fact the referee now having a word with the linesman. Did Bonetti perhaps move first? He's got to take it again! He's got to take it again! Osgood and Harris don't like it. I would wonder what's going through Venables' mind now. So Venables against Bonetti, part 2. And there it is, 2-1. And still the Chelsea players don't like it. But Venables is happy, so are Rangers, because they are right back in it now. And now to Leach. Leach for Watson, and a good run by him. Can he get it back? Bridges! Oh my goodness! That really was a superb header by Bridges. And McCready was getting a fair bit of stick from his skipper Ronnie Harris for not sticking closer to Bridges. But Bridges moved with such tremendous pace. Hutchinson. Oh, Hollins with a shot and a good save, and he must be it! Osgood! Tremendous shot by Hollins, and Kelly couldn't hold it. And Osgood's second one. And Osgood, who scored in every round of the Cup for Chelsea this season, he's got 2 in this game. Watson, Ferguson. Hazel. And now Hudson. Osgood. Finding Hudson again. A long one, hoping to get Houseman going, and by courtesy of Clement, he is away. Houseman. Oh, good save! And a good interception there by Clement, and there's a fair bit of pushing and shoving there between Gillard and Hutchinson. Hudson pumping in it again, and the linesman flag goes up. And Osgood, but the linesman had his flag up. The linesman certainly had his flag up before that was put away. And so now Chelsea put themselves well clear. And a hat-trick, of course, to Peter Osgood. Clement to Bridges. Marsh. So little seen of Rodney Marsh this afternoon, but there's a fair-looking ball there. Bridges, can he turn it in? He can!